Welcome to Friday Morning Dharma on October 24th, something like that. So, a funny phenomenon here at Lotus Center in the meditation room, people love sitting in the back row. If there is room, they sit in the back row. It's since we opened 11 years ago, it always happens. And all three of the people here were in the back row, as is usually the case. I don't even think about it anymore. Um, and Tama moved to the front row and said, I'm going to move out of my comfort zone. So, putting the message from Monday's class into practice. Good on you, Tama. Let's go ahead and get our meditation on. Uh, as always, please feel free to take as your role model for a meditation posture the mountain, balanced, grounded, stable. Silently observing with ancient wisdom awareness. Now is not the time to reflect on events that have occurred in the past. Those events cannot be changed, undone, or recreated. Nor is this the time to speculate about events that may or may not occur in the future. The future is unknown to us at this time. Now is the time to be fully present here in the now. Now is the time to give yourself full permission to enjoy engaging in a practice that's going to bring you a peaceful state of mind, thus creating the karmic causes for you to experience a peaceful world. Please draw your awareness, please draw your awareness inside of your body and become aware of sensations that may start in your hands and your feet in the form of a tingling, perhaps a lightness, perhaps a heaviness, perhaps a pulsation. No analysis is necessary. There's nothing to figure out. Just be the silent observer of these sensations and allow a more awakened state of awareness to emerge. Day after day, year after year, century after century, the mountain simply observes silently. Rain may fall on the mountain or not. The wind may blow. The sun may shine. A nearby sapling may grow into a giant tree, become uprooted, fall to the ground, and start to decompose. The mountain simply observes silently. No praise, no blame, no hope, no fear, no speculation, no expectation. Whether this meditation continues for a few more moments or a few more decades, continue to be the silent observer of sensations within your own body mountain. the all basis is unborn. And without that unborn all basis, abandon or relinquish habits, wrongdoing, and obscurations. Therefore, do not fixate or reckon. Rest in the essence of the unborn or in the unborn nature. In that state, appearances are fully apparent. But within that experience of vivid appearances, allow concepts to be exhausted or to dissolve. Please redirect your awareness. Become aware again of this collection of parts we've agreed to label physical body, and allow your breathing to become less shallow. Taking deeper and deeper breaths, become aware again of the garments of clothing resting on the surface of physical body. Become aware again of your surroundings inside the room that you're occupying. Deeper and deeper breaths, becoming aware again of the world that exists outside of the room that you're occupying. We dedicate all of the positive energy, all of the merit from this morning's meditation to world peace. May all beings without exception be completely free from all forms of emotional and physical suffering. May all beings without exception be happy, peaceful, contented, and free. Completely fill up your belly and lungs with air, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your meditation to an end. Thank you, and welcome back. So we're coming down the home stretch on In Love with the World. We could spend months and months on this text and probably still not address everything that could be addressed. And I think we'll finish, for our purposes, we'll air quotes around the word finish, discussion of this book a week from today. Yeah, so we'll have today's class, Monday's class, and Friday's class. And then we'll move on to the next topic, Dharma topic, whatever that might be. And I'm going to send out an email to everybody soliciting suggestions for what we'd like to talk about next. Yanghe Mingyur, the hero of our story, In Love with the World. Tama just told me that she ordered the book, so this is all spoiler alert. Yanghe Mingyur is out of money. He's moved out of the guest house. He's going to be staying at the park, which hold the remains of the Buddha, where the Buddha died 2,600 years ago. He is living the life of a sadhu. He is begging his food, and you'll remember from our discussion in Monday's class, he went to the restaurant where he used to eat and paid for his food and begged his next meal. They said, no, come back after hours and come to the back kitchen door. So he has done this. He went to the back door, and at the kitchen, they have a pot. At this particular kitchen, they have a pot into which they scrape leftovers from customers who have eaten there And that is the food that they give to sadhus who come begging food. He went there at about 7 p.m. for his only meal of the day. They gave him a bowl and some of the leftovers, and that's his meal. That's his meal for that day. Um, Before I get into the chapter called Working with Pain, those of you who are following reading on your own, we're into the chapter called Working with Pain. I wanted to share with you a something that I found really interesting that I missed the first time I read, missed or didn't really focus on too much. Um, Has to do with the Buddhist path. I really should start marking the paragraphs that I want to read. Um, yeah. Um, so Yange Mingyur writes, he writes, he said, with regard to pain, he's experiencing the pain of hunger. And after his first meal from the leftovers from the kitchen, he started to experience cramps, right? He's starting to experience physical affliction. And Yange Mingyur writes, here's the curious counterintuitive aspect about pain. When we meet pain with resistance, the pain doesn't diminish. That is, when we resist pain, the pain doesn't diminish. Instead, we add suffering to the pain. The feeling sensation arises in the body, and the negative reaction to pain arises in the midst of a fixed self and transforms physical pain into the enemy. So we sort of add to the pain by the physical pain, such as it is just that physical pain. We resist that pain and then we add mental pain to our physical suffering and thus exacerbate what we're experiencing. He writes, that's how suffering arises. That's how pain escalates from pain to suffering. Okay. Really, really important. Um, I still can't find the section that I wanted to read. Maybe I'll address it on Monday. Um, but Yange Mingyur continues. He says, I started to meditate on pain, on the cramps he was experiencing by directing my mind to the sensation of stomach cramps, then letting it rest there. Just be with the sensation of pain, no acceptance, no rejection, just feeling, being with what is, which is the nature of acceptance. Yeah. Explore the sensation. Don't get caught up in the story about the cramps. Just feel them. So he writes, after a few minutes, I started to investigate what is the quality of these feelings? Who is having this pain? Who is having this pain? One of my esteemed roles, this is like self-exploration that he's doing in his mind. One of my esteemed roles as like the abbot of the monastery or his title of Tolku, they are only concepts. Pain is a concept. Cramp is a concept. Stay in the awareness beyond concepts. Let the self beyond pain accommodate both concepts and no concepts, pain and no pain. Let the self beyond self accommodate both concepts and no concepts, pain and no pain. Pain is just a cloud passing through the mind of awareness. Cramps, stomach pain are all intense forms of awareness. Who holds the pain? If you become one with the pain, there is no one to hurt. There's just a concentrated sensation that we label pain. No one holds the pain. What happens when no one holds the pain? There's just pain. Actually, not even that, for pain is just a label. Feel the sensation beyond concept, yet present. Nothing extra. Experience, let it be. And then Yongey Mingyu writes, then I returned to just resting my mind in open awareness. Such an invaluable, such a gift that contemplation is, the sharing of Yongey Mingyur's thoughts, that pain is pain, but when we introduce concepts, concepts being functions of the thinking mind, then it escalates into mental pain, suffering. Yeah, suffering. We can just let it be, just limit the experience to being pain by allowing it to just be. If we apply labels to it, if we resist it, it becomes suffering. Suffering, mental pain, suffering, mental pain, these are synonyms. And by the way, of course, this applies also, maybe especially to mental pain that we're experiencing. Yeah, especially to mental pain, right? The pain of loss, the pain of rejection, the pain of resentment, right? If we can just let that mental pain be, we can keep it from escalating into suffering. That's one of the great secrets. And I will just tell you, I can't find the section I wanted to read to you about that Yongey Mingyur, but I've had the thought many times myself, so I'll just paraphrase. Yongey Mingyur talks in the book about the counterintuitive nature of Buddhist practice and Buddhist view. He calls it, the analogy that he uses is swimming against the stream. And Buddhism is really at some fundamental level in so many ways, not by design, it just the kind of wisdom aspects of Dharma just sort of plays out that way. But it's all counterintuitive, right, to what we normally think about in our life, right? We sort of think about phenomena. Our sort of default is just to regard things as being permanent, as unchanging, when in fact their nature is impermanence, right? Buddhist practice advises us to meditate on the absence, just to sit and meditate on the absence of self rather than going out into the world trying to create ourselves through worldly activities, right? Even to, especially in emptiness, our fixed belief more than anything else is that there's an inherently existing self, an inherently existing me, when the true nature of self is, the true nature of self is absence of self. The fundamentally defining aspect of phenomena is that there is no fundamentally defining aspect of phenomena. This is its nature, an absence. Yet we grasp at things, our default is to grasp at things as truly existing, inherently existing. Its true nature is it's empty of inherent existence. This is what Yang Mingir talks in the section of the book about swimming against the stream, how Buddhist practices are so counterintuitive, yet in their wisdom, if we apply them, we experience freedom from suffering. It's amazing. It's amazing. Anyways, 9 o'clock. 2 more classes in Love with the World. Hope you can join us. Have a great weekend. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Jeff. Bye, everybody.